Today I'm sharing 7 simple habits that have helped me to stay sane and happy during Sweden's dark winters. These habits have truly helped me to stay positive and actually enjoy life during these long, chilly days. And I truly believe they can do the same for you. The first habit I've adopted is starting my day with some exercises. So here's what I do. The moment I wake up, I will throw on my workout clothes and do a quick workout for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on my schedule that day. The difference it makes is incredible. My mood shifts instantly. I feel refreshed, energized, and so ready to take on the day. And guess what? I have also noticed that the days I skip exercising, everything feels slower, like I'm dragging myself through the day. Now I make it a priority because those few minutes of movement truly transforms my morning and my whole day. The next habit I have adopted is starting my day with counting my blessings and a little mantra. Now, I know this might sound a little woo-woo or silly, but hear me out. It's a game changer, I promise you. Every morning when my alarm rings before I even get out of bed, I take 3 to 5 minutes to focus on my surroundings. I will bless the pillow for supporting me, the blanket for keeping me warm during the night, and the mattress for being so comfy. And I will do it silently. It makes me so happy usually. And then, as I put my feet on the floor, I would say something like this. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. It's a Bible verse from Psalms 118 verse 24. The whole idea is to pick a mantra that speaks to you. It could be something simple as, today is going to be amazing. Starting your day with gratitude and a positive affirmation sets the tone for everything that follows. Trust me, try it out. It works. It might sound small or even a little bit silly, but doing this instantly gets me into a better mood. I promise you. I start my day feeling blessed and grounded, appreciating the little things that we often take for granted. The third habit I have adopted is taking vitamin D. Here in Skåne, where I live, we can go days without the sun, and this really messes up my mood. Most days I would wake up feeling low and with no good reason. So taking a daily vitamin D supplement has been a game changer for me. It helps boost my mood, supports my immune system, and keeps me feeling more energized. And usually for me, when winter comes and then I start feeling like, I don't understand how I feel today, I'm feeling low and a little bit depressed, I would then realize that, I need to take some vitamin D. And the moment I start doing it, my mood becomes so much better. So we've talked about the first habit, which is exercise, starting the day with gratitude, and the third is taking vitamin D. I would also love to hear from you. What simple habits would you add to my list? Please share them in the comments below. I always love reading your comments. I've learned a lot from you. The fourth habit I have adopted is focusing on relationships. I've come to realize that close connections are one of the biggest keys to happiness and staying sane during the cold and dark, long winters. Since moving to Sweden, I have been making an intentional effort to stay in touch with loved ones, whether far or nearby, even when life gets busy. It's become a personal goal to slow down and prioritize spending time with people I care about. For example, if a friend or relative invites me for a fika or asks me to hang out, I am totally saying yes. And to be honest, Sweden can feel a bit lonely at times. People are always busy and social calendars are often booked weeks in advance. I've also been there myself, letting the busyness of life take over, and only to find myself feeling isolated and disconnected. But these days, I have shifted my mindset. I keep my calendar more open so I can say yes to those spontaneous moments, like grabbing lunch with a colleague or having after-work drinks with a friend. Honestly, it's been so rewarding. And since my husband and I don't have a family nearby, my parents and siblings are all back in Tanzania. So I usually make it a point to connect with them regularly. Thanks to technology, we have these days apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, all these things that can get us connected. These small intentional steps have brought so much joy into my life, reminding me that nurturing relationships is always worth it. The fifth habit I have adopted is going for meditation walk in nature. I make it a point to step outside every day because it does wonders for my mood. Of course, there are some days that I don't manage to do it due to one reason or another. But here's the key. When I go for these walks, I would completely unplug. No music, no podcasts, no distractions. Just me, my thoughts, and the world around me. And during the week, I usually don't even go far because I try to do it during lunchtime. Now in winter, it gets dark really fast and I don't like walking in the dark. So a quick 20 to 30 minutes is just enough for me. And on weekends, this is when I would take much longer walks. Then I would listen to something like a podcast or some music, something relaxing. One thing I absolutely love about Sweden is how we are surrounded by nature. There is nothing quite beautiful like hearing birds singing, feeling the crisp air, or just noticing the little details of the trees and landscapes. I especially love this during autumn. For me, these walks have been a game changer. They clear my mind, lift my spirits, and even make me more productive for the rest of the day. And I tell you what, for those days where I'm like feeling lazy, I'm like, oh, it's windy outside, it's cold, I don't want to go outside. The moment I step out and I'm halfway, I get so happy that I actually did it. This habit is simple but yet so powerful. The sixth habit I have adopted is showing appreciation. It's such a simple thing, but small acts of kindness can make a huge difference. Not just for others, but for yourself too. For me, it starts at home. When my kids do their chores well, I make sure to tell them what a great job they have done. And honestly, the way their faces light up, it makes my day. If you don't have kids, no problem. It could be as simple as telling a friend or a family member what you love about them, or thanking them for their help and support, or for just being there. And it's not just about the people close to you. You can show appreciation to anyone. The barista who makes you coffee, the cashier at the grocery store, or even a stranger who holds the door for you. Well, that doesn't happen a lot in Sweden, so scratch that. Well, a kind word, a smile, or a quick thank you can really go a long way. It's amazing how these little moments of gratitude can brighten someone else's day, and yours too. At least this is my experience. Kindness is contagious, and the more you give it, the more it comes back to you. The last habit I have adopted is keeping warm. I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm freezing, I get in a really bad mood. Let's say I hate being cold. So I had to learn how to keep warm the Scandinavian way. As we all know, the famous saying, no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes. And trust me, this saying is totally true. One important thing I've learned about dressing for weather is layering. Materials also play a big role. For me, wool has become my best friend. I have invested in everything wool. You need the high percent of wool, like 70% and above. I've also learned to invest in practical outdoor clothes and shoes. They may be expensive, but it's worth it, and they last for long. So I have different levels of outdoor gear based on the degree of cold. For those days when it's minus degrees outside, I will make sure that I have several layers inside, and I will take my bad boy coat and some warm shoes to make sure that I do not freeze as I'm walking outside. Of course, a hat and a glove. And for those days when it snows, shoes that do not slip. Very important. One day I actually fell on the street because I slipped. It was snowing and the roads were freezing. I slipped and I fell down. And I said, never again. I must make sure I have the right shoes. It's also important to be warm indoors. We all know that the right temperature is important for sleep too. So I have always made sure that my home is warm enough and my bedding is keeping me warm throughout the night. This way I am able to go through winter with ease. I hope you enjoyed this video on my simple habits I have adopted for keeping sane during winter in Sweden. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel to grow. Remember that being happy doesn't have to be complicated. Small things like saying thank you, moving your body, or spending little time in nature can make a world of difference. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe right there for more stories, tips, and insights about life in Sweden in the eyes of an expat. See you in the next one, which is right here. Hej då!